Hi, thank you for joining me again. I hope you enjoyed the last video. This one is about lungs, pneumonia and pleurisy. So lungs are about sadness and restriction. So when we're feeling restricted kind of in our lives, we'll tend to get a little dry tickly cough, or our chest just feels restricted. So I'll read you the affirmation for it. So those people that choose, and by all means, it's your choice, I'm not offended, to just play the affirmation, then that's fine as well. So the words will have an effect on your cells and bodily functions. So words carry energy, so they can make changes in our energetic value in our body. They can release emotions, they can which are attached to pathogens, and they can release pathogens as well. So this is how affirmations work. It's all just energy. Your lungs are energy, air is energy, it's an element, elemental energy. It's all just energy. So here goes the affirmation. I accept that I need to take some time for myself and clean up my life. I keep only those responsibilities that are properly mine, and I return to their rightful bearers, those that I took on my shoulders but were not truly mine. I give myself the right to ask for help. Life will thus be easier and more beautiful. End of affirmation. Also, some things as well that can help you prevent you from getting pneumonia. So within Chinese medicine practices, anything about the lungs is to do with air. Elementals, that would be to do with metals. So this type of person would be very much the doer, with this great big long to-do list, trying to cram everything into one day, really kind of like taking on board responsibilities that really don't belong to them rightfully. And they won't ask for help, and they'll have this kind of like really hard man or woman exterior that I'm okay, I've got this, and I can do, and I can do, and they will be very communicative as well. So they will communicate a lot. So they will need the breath to communicate. So again, it will kind of like restrict them from communicating. So, and basically the body's asking you to be quiet. So it's to go in with yourself, to have a little bit of silence, because when we are not talking, we can listen. So it's asking you just to be quiet for a little time. Choose 10 minutes a day. If you're struggling with that, even 2 minutes, even 10 seconds, anything. Just think, right, I'm going to give this back to me, back to love, back to my responsibility. I'm going to give myself 10 minutes today of just me and silence and just listening and see what I hear. So ways that you can help prevent pneumonia is just kind of like cleaning up your life, taking stock of your life, having a look at it. The thing is, with any condition, we have to make changes. We have to make the changes with anything that is causing the ailment. If you don't make changes, then you're just going to stay put how you are. So these are the changes that you could choose to make. You don't have to, it's pure choice that you could choose to make. So stop eating on the run. So nervous eating, give yourself that time to just be a little bit slower. Eating has to be on your to-do list. It is more important than anything else on your to-do list. If you haven't got the nutrients, you can't heal your cells. So if you've got an ailment, you need the nutritional values to heal. So really take that time to have a proper meal and take that time for yourself. So no nervous eating on the run. Go to bed early, get plenty of sleep, helps the immune system. So if you a person that's always on the go and always on the run, it's kind of like, again, sleep won't be important to you. It's kind of like, well, I'll sleep when I'm dead kind of thing. You need sleep for your immune system. You need sleep to rejuvenate cells. So if you're not sleeping, you're not rejuvenating. Okay. Structure your time in meaningful ways. Give yourself some time. Even kind of write it on the calendar. Pick a day and you're going to have a me day, or even a me morning or a me afternoon. It can even be a me 10 minutes, as long as it's some time for you. Schedule time in for you, for yourself. You are as important as anybody else. So you maybe a person that's stood in the queue somewhere, and you may have the belief that everyone else deserves more air than you in the queue. You're all equal. You're all on an equal footing. You all deserve a quota of air, as much as the next person. No one person deserves more or less. You deserve the same amount. Keep warm. So to keep pneumonia at bay, you don't have to be, the hard person and kind of like think, no, I've got this. I can take this on board. It's only a little bit of cold. It won't harm me. Keep yourself warm as you can. So this type of person will be very much inner conflicted. And the conflict will gravely weaken the person. So it's really identifying with the emotion and the feelings that are causing the irritation and limiting the person in the beginning. So again, it's about restriction and sadness. What is it in my life that is feeling restricted in? And it could be a restriction in a grief that at a time in your life you may have experienced grief. And because you were trying to put on kind of that hard shell exterior, that you've not fully processed all the emotions, that you've just kept them locked around your heart, you've kept them locked around your chest, you've kept them locked in your body. So it's really time to be quiet, to get in touch with the emotions again, and to process that grief. It won't feel easy. It didn't, initially when it happened, and you couldn't process it then. But hopefully you can process it now. That time has moved on, so the wound is less raw. And I know grief is hard, and sometimes it's something you some people find they can't get over it. That is just something they learn to live with. You can release it. You deserve a good life. You deserve to feel happy. You deserve to feel love again. You deserve to live. So process it. Because it's just preventing you from living fully now. It's keeping your life restricted because of all these emotions that you've got going on. And there's nothing wrong with any of them. Don't judge yourself for any of these emotions that may be kind of like locked in or stuck there. Because also some of these beliefs come through from society or from parents. We're told to have I came from an army background, so stiff upper lip, emotions weren't on the menu. It's kind of like, and that's no disrespect to my parents either. It's a background that they were in, and it's a background that their parents kind of passed on to them as well. So showing emotions to them was a sign of weakness. I know to me now, in my experience and wisdom, in that emotions are a sign of strength, and vulnerability is, to be vulnerable is strength. So it's okay to have emotions and to deal with them. And I've actually learned that, it's a process. It's good to actually acknowledge emotions, because you can release them out of the body. Therefore, you have less symptoms, because emotions kind of draw pathogens to the area of body that you've got these emotions locked in. So once you release the emotions, the pathogens no longer need to kind of like poke you and say, I've got a message for you that you need to release, that you need to send yourself some love, and need to make you aware of something. And once you become aware of it, you can release it. You can go and seek out other practitioners that are really affluent in kind of knowing how to release emotions, things like that. Ho'oponopono, a really beautiful technique for releasing emotions. There are many ways that we can do this. But for some of these people, kind of like doing that wouldn't even kind of, they wouldn't think about it. Because there is an inner conflict of spirituality, and where does it fit in my life? So there will be trainings of thought that spirituality is something woo-woo, or Hippies did that, you know, in the 60s and 70s, and you're not a hippie, so it's kind of like being spiritual doesn't kind of fit into your image, or being spiritual, or, you know, that's for flowery people, or, you know, that a certain type of person. It doesn't fit into the image that you are having of yourself, and the image that you are having of yourself is something learned from society or from parents. So it's something that is instinctively there, is spirituality, in every single one of us in some shape or form. And it will get to the point through the ascension and this human evolution process that every single one of us will be aware of some form of spirituality in one way, shape or form and another, and it doesn't always mean religion either. So spirituality doesn't have to come under the heading of religion either. It comes in many different ways. So a person who has pneumonia will be conflicted with this idea as well of spirituality, and there will be 100% consciousness on the planet in some way, shape or form. It may take 100 years, it may take 1,000 years, who knows, but we are all waking up, and it will be 100% consciousness at some time, and this is what we are all working towards and for, and there is a goal at the end of it. If you think, if everyone is connected to a vibration of love, compassion, truth, honesty, integrity, discernment, all of those energies that come with the connectivity to the universe and the wisdom, and this is what we're all gaining, passports to the universe, then I suppose to some people all of this would just seem far-fetched and just so far beyond what they've even considered. So that would be the trait of our belief system behind perhaps somebody who is suffering from pneumonia or pleurisy. Also as well, this person may be deeply offended or irritated by other people, so they will have certain belief systems, and so they would be deeming some things as offensive towards them, and they will get very irritated towards the other person because they think that the other person is being offensive towards them, and this other person may be just acting genuine to themselves, to their own wisdom, to their own life, to however their path is forming. There isn't really any disrespect for this person, because when you are in complete love for yourself, no other human being can harm you. That is basically your choice to allow another human being to harm you or not. It's your choice. When you are stood in the vibration of unconditional love. Love heals everything, so you can heal yourself. So people can offend you as much as you want. It's kind of like, what if I ducks back? I don't care. Say whatever you want. I love myself too much to actually be bothered by you. So again, this person will be feeling very offended by another person, and they may even kind of like transform that energy to hate towards that other person. So obviously when the body is coming away from love, it will start to poke you, saying you're coming away from love, you're coming away from love. And kind of like when you get into the energy of hate, then your body is really, really going to prompt you. So that is the energy, and it's kind of like to offer no judgment around any of this. Take judgments out of it, because we've all felt this at some point in our lives, every single one of us. It's just a journey. It's just your choice whether you've decided to really attach to it or not. So you may feel a little bit of restriction at some point, and you've thought, I don't feel comfortable, I'm going to disattach from that, I'll come, and you've aligned without even probably knowing about it. Whereas some people, they may find the alignment more difficult than others, particularly if there's kind of conflicting ideas around spirituality. So there may be a work situation that hate comes up in it, that they may hate their working environment, or they may hate a person at work, or there's just some hate around it, and this hate is making them feel restricted, because when you're feeling hate, it's the opposite emotion to love. You just can't love if you are feeling hate. And obviously, there are old judgments around feeling hate as well, that I must be a really bad person because I hate XYZ. So then you'll start to hate yourself as well. And it's kind of like, whoa, stop the bus, get off. Get off the hate bus. Come back to yourself, take some time, put in some rituals of self-love. But again, really difficult for somebody with the belief systems that they will hold. And if you know one of these people, then just show them love and forgiveness. It's a journey that they are choosing as well. Just all we can do basically is not take them off that path. All we can do is show them love, and all we can do is show them forgiveness. That's all we can do. So again, be careful of not taking it on as your responsibility either, because all of our paths are our unique and personal responsibilities. So this person will be feeling overwhelmed as well, stifled by responsibilities as well. So again, the restriction around the chest. So they'll take on board stuff, and basically it's coming back to worse. So they will take on board responsibilities because they don't feel that they are worthy. So they feel that they have to be helpful, and they have to be doing, and they have to be doing this. They have to be, cleanliness is next to godliness. I have to polish my step. Because somebody will be judging me that am I a clean or dirty person? It kind of think we all these kind of belief systems around it. So that person will be on their hands and knees, freezing cold, cleaning the step, and that is just kind of like just one example of this belief system and training of thought. So they will be also thinking, what is the meaning of life? Is it actually worth my effort in the first place? Well, not if you're on your hands and knees, kind of like scrubbing a stone step just to know your worth, or somebody to think you're clean or worthy. It's kind of like, it doesn't make sense. Of course, life isn't going to be worth living if you're taking on board all these responsibilities for other people, and really hard responsibilities. It's not going to be, you are going to, evaluate, is it worth living? And is it worth my effort? So it's kind of, again, take a step back, evaluate your life, and just think, all these responsibilities that I've got, are they serving me? Am I happy in it? And you know what? It's okay to delegate. It's okay to drop some responsibilities. It's okay to put some responsibilities back on to another individual, because the responsibilities, basic responsibilities, may be theirs to hold in the first place. So you'll be just causing a disservice to that other person for not allowing them responsibility. So you'll be taking away their confidence as well. So again, the way we are can sometimes impact our relationships with other people as well. So this will impact your relationship with other people and love that you get for other people as well. So it will become a little bit of a conditional love as well. So because you're doing for other people, it's you're doing to be loved. If you hold the belief that I don't need to do anything and still be loved and respected, and that is possible, it really, really is. I don't need to do anything. All I need to do is love another person unconditionally. That's all I need to do. That's all my responsibility. I don't need to kind of do the shopping, wash the car, scrub the steps, pick up the kids. Whatever it is you are doing, you don't need to do it to be loved by another person. Love yourself more. You are worth more, my friends. You are worth so much more. So this person will be feeling very vulnerable, unclear how to go about it. So I hope I've put in some processes and some steps about the things that you could change and things you could look at, and things you can do. So rather than thinking, I'm helpless, I don't know what to do, I'm feeling restricted, everything is overwhelming, it's on top of me, I just don't know what to do, then there's some tips in this video of things that you can do to help yourself. So I hope hope that helps to give a full picture around pneumonia and pleurisy, and about the belief systems around it, about potentially how a person will go about their life that may be susceptible to these conditions. And I'm not saying that, you know, if you are like this, you will, because we've all got the potentials to change. And not only that, sometimes getting a condition isn't a bad thing, because the conditions or the illness are here to prompt us to change something. It's kind of like a real beautiful light going on, to basically saying, I want you to look at this, please. I want you to look at, because you've come out of love, I want you to love this aspect of yourself more. And we are trying to prompt you, we are trying to give you a message in the symptoms. It's just we've forgotten how to read the body. So I hope this helps. Symptoms, diseases, conditions, they're not all bad. They are here to bring awareness into where our life needs to change, into being grateful for the life that we have, into living a better life that we deserve, into feeling the love that we deserve. So diseases and conditions and symptoms bring us back to love every single time. How can that be bad? And it's to kind of to get through it with grace, to not fight it and just think, you know, oh, this is terrible, I've done nothing to deserve this. And, you know, that's kind of like in a fear mentality, and in that you'll be feeling vulnerable, helpless, and you won't make the changes needed to kind of get back to living that wonderful life that you so deserve. And it's basically saying surrender. So one thing about this as well, about the lungs and the doers, is to surrender, to let go. So there's emotions there that you really need to let go of, and it will affect the larger intestines as well. So you may have digestive issues with this too. The digestive issues potentially will come on before the lung issues, or you may get them at the same time. So anything to do with digestive system is about energy. Take time for yourself to recharge your batteries, basically. So really good message for the doers of sufferers of this lung condition. So surrender. So I hope this helps for a few tips to help recognize aspects of it, to recognize potentially if you do recognize anything within yourself on this list there, and just think, ooh, yeah, great, okay, that's fine, I'm not going to be fearful about it, I'm just going to change something, just one thing. And that's how we can really begin to live and love. All right, guys, I shall leave those thoughts with you, and have a really beautiful day, and love and forgive yourself, and surrender into whatever it is that you are experiencing. Nothing in this universe is created really to harm us. It's just to prompt us into living a good life, feeling grateful, and getting back to love. So I shall leave that with you. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.